Greetings all, welcome to my first game playthrough, or at least partial game playthrough. It's Tiny Bookshop. I don't know how many of you have heard of this game, but it's an indie darling right now, and it is just so cozy and amazing if you like to read. It says today is the big day. I packed up my things. You're driving in a hatchback down the road, leaving everything else behind for a life by the sea. You're entering a new town as a bookseller, and that thing you're lugging around behind you is your trailer, which is going to turn into your tiny bookshop. So, this is a very cute game, and you start in the summer, and you get to know people in town, and you buy new or used books from the newspaper, and you just solve mysteries. They're all very cozy. There's no death or anything. And you have people that show up, you can wave hello to them. So you just click on them. And that is the person who introduces me to like a lot of other people in town. This is a place, okay, so Tilda says, my, what a sight. You must be the new bookseller. I've heard so much about you. I say, what, how, like what, or who are you? I'm going to say, like what? Oh, I know you're planning to sell used books for a good price, and that you're not from the area. And I certainly think that you could use someone to show you the ropes around here. Welcome to our quaint little town. I'm Tilda, and lovely to meet you. I used to run the local bookstore here before my retirement, so you can trust my advice. Yeah, she doesn't steer you wrong. Let's see. You should know that us Bookstonians have very particular tastes in books. I, for example, prefer to read classic and crime novels and not much else. So why don't I have a look at your selection and see if I can find something worthwhile? So she's going to browse. They're going to kind of walk us through what happens. Okay, bravo, you had the right book on hand. So she's going to pick a crime book. It's red. You can change the colors of your books and settings in case you have like partial color blindness or something. There are also a few other settings for people with accessibility needs, but not excessively. So on the right here are all the different books you have. So I have 10 travel, 7 kids books, so on and so forth. Here's my money up here. Okay, so since I had the right book, when a customer finds a book, they'll keep looking for more. So she's going to put it down. So she's going to buy it. It says plus how many ever gold up here. Sadly, you didn't have the right book for a classic. That's because I only have about 3 on hand. Even though you may have had books in the right genre, whether people actually take one home depends on your sales chance. You can check your sale chance at any time by pressing, I think it's select, and hover over the genres to the right. So, see? It goes to a spyglass or a magnifying glass, and we can see classic sales chances at 22%, scales with no stocked books. So it allows you to inspect some hidden information, like the sales chances. Simply use the left stick or the D-pad to move the magnifying glass over a question mark clue to inspect it. Okay. See? That's what it tells me. Okay, it will decrease as you run out of books throughout the day. Managing to sell the last book of a genre is the mark of a great bookseller. To close the tooltip mode, press B or select again. So I can say hello. So she just bought a book from me. You will get more people as time goes on. They will ask for your help to find books. And the main characters in this story will have different things for you to do. Like Tilda will have more stuff for me to do as time goes on. There is a guy named Klaus who's like traveling with his band, and he wants to start up everything, and then you kind of get to help him out. So this is basically it at the beginning. You will eventually stock your bookshelves and all that. You can't pick specific titles, you can just pick the genres when you open up, but it'll be okay. You'll have items you can decorate your store with. That'll give you more chances. Okay, so Fern says, hi there, you're the bookseller, right? I see you've already talked to Tilda. Did she know everything about you already? Heh, yeah, she does that. Told me all about the review before I'd even started my job there. Oh, I'm talking about the Buxtonbury Review. It's the local newspaper, or the local paper. Yeah, I sort of write for them. My name's Fern Estrada. Glad to meet you. Your arrival is kind of the only interesting thing that's happened around here in a while. So you'll have to excuse my nosiness, but it's sort of my job to write about you now. Um, how about you help me out by answering a few of my questions, and I'll give you a free subscription in return. You might appreciate the events calendar, and people often sell used books in the classifieds. Right, so, for the record, what made you come to Buxtonbury? Needed an escape, somewhere searching for where I belong, or wanted an adventure? We'll say wanted an adventure. Oh wow, I kind of feel the same way. I hope it works out for you. Okay, and what's your first impression of the town so far? Very windy, a bit intimidating, friendly, I think. We'll say friendly. Don't worry, it really is. People might be meddlesome, but they only have the best intentions. Sounds like a more idyllic, kind of like Hallmark small town. Thanks so much for the little interview. I really appreciate it. And I promise you'll have your first copy of the review by tomorrow morning. They're blushing. I think Fern's pronouns are he, they. So, might be wrong about that. I'll have a look at your selection now if you don't mind. Let's see around. Yeah, they also have social anxiety. So, you kind of see them grow or change a little bit as you're here too. They're the second main character, of course. And you get to make friends, and you go to different parts of town to sell books, and each part of town has its favorite genres. Like, the college really doesn't delve into kids' books all that much, but they like, the fact-based books and all that. So you kind of choose what's right for you based on the location. More things open up as you go along. You'll see. It's a pretty easy game to get the hang of. But I actually find it quite compelling. And I've stuck quite a few hours into this game trying to collect everything. So you literally close up for the day. As time goes by, you usually leave around 5 o'clock. So I got the Buxtonbury Review. So this is the thing. And it says, Tiny Bookshop rolls into Buxtonbury. And there's a tiny article on the left-hand side for you to read. Tells you the weather, because if it's raining, it doesn't actually... It impacts how many books you can sell, because some people won't come out. And then, see, you can check the weather, keep an eye out for upcoming events. So it'll tell you, like, if there is a market day, because there's usually a market day every Saturday. The big, like, Walmart type situation has their big sales day you can eventually go to, stuff like that. Okay, here you can see the money in your pocket. Yep, I'm pretty broke. Just like real life. And all the books you own, both your shop and in storage, looks like they're running a little low. In the classified section, you can acquire used books to replenish your stocks. Let's give it a try. Press A to buy. Yep, I'm going to take this one first. Because it's free. Who doesn't want free books? These should come in handy. Maintaining a good stock of books is an important part of any book-selling venture. Classified section will also have other bits and bobs. Let's pick up this Lonely Cactus. And I'll tell you what it does. So, gives a bit of a description, and well equipped, plus 2% to drama sales chance and plus 2% to danger. So danger is another category that helps you sell or not sell. So, close the newspaper with, B, which is fine. But I want this too. I'm not going to pick up the one for a lot of money, but there we go. This will be helpful. Now I'll close the newspaper. Let's give the Lonely Cactus a new home. I almost said lowly. That's a bit different. Okay, press left trigger. From here you can open up things. So we go there. Press Y to customize your bookshop. Yep, okay. So this is the only bookshelf I have right now. Eventually I will find more. And I can put it inside the bookshop. Or I can put it outside the bookshop. Or in the window even, if it's small enough. Right now I think I'll put our little guy in the window. Nice, you got a boost. Some items can increase your sales chances for certain genres or change the effectiveness of other items. Watch out though, sometimes this comes at the expense of another genre. So you'll have like plus 3% to drama, minus 2% to children's or whatever. Equipping some items will also increase your daily expenses, so keep that in mind. Yep, it says plus 4 right now. Select an item and press. Okay, select to see what it does. Okay. So here we go. To remove an item, simply press on it and press the X button. We're not going to remove our little guy though. Oh, they want us to try it. Okay, you can decorate inside and outside your shop. Just press the bumper, right? Manage different inventory. We should give it a paint job. Let's give our little place a paint job. We can paint, like you just saw, our bookshelf. We can paint our floor. The inside of the cabin gets painted the outside. So I love purple, for those of you who know anything about me. But I don't really want that much purple. Let's do that one. Once you're satisfied, you can stop it. Okay. I got a book sign, a folding table, a guest book. Got a bunch of new stuff already. Excellent. Okay. That would be a not bad combination, but let's color that pink. Let's take a look at this blue. It's a pretty bright blue, but we do want to be eye-catching, do we not? We could also try to be, have some white paint. It's kind of meh. You know what? Let's do brown. That way we have accent colors, but like a basic color for a library or a shop. Excuse me. We'll put our bookshop thing there. A table thing here, and we can put the cactus and whatnot on it. And we'll have our, guest book sign in. And then we can put our little cactus down on our table. Yes, you can color the table. So if I want the table to match the roof, let's say. There we go. Just very cute, very simple. And you'll get more stuff as time goes by. Alright, let us confirm. You have to hold it. And now it's what it looks like. Okay. Welcome to Buxtonbury. Each day you can pick a location to visit on the map. Going to a location is a travel cost. Right now we only have the one, which is based on your daily expenses as well as parking fees for the location. You'll unlock more locations as you go. For now, let's pick the waterfront square again. Okay. These are the books in your storage. Use left bumper and right bumper to select the genre to start stocking your shelves. These are the books in your storage. Okay, yep. See, I can move them. Use the left stick or the D-pad and A to place the books. Okay. Nice, the book is now in your shop. Stocking more books of a genre increases the odds of people finding a book they like within that genre. Well, that makes sense, right? If you have 100 books of crime, people who like crime fiction will find a book easier than if you have 2. Check the sales chance by hitting the select button again. So you can stack them up. I don't worry about that too much because eventually you'll get enough books that it really won't matter. You'll just have to look at the location. You can remove books with X. So there you go. Let's fill up the shelves. Okay, so I'm going to go. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit that many. So we're going to take away all of them. And we're going to say we're going to have to divide the genres fairly evenly. Although I don't think kids really do the waterfront square as much. So let's try 5 of each genre right now. We're going to have some leeway left over. But we'll get data on a place after we start selling books there. So for 5, and then we can hook up a couple more genres. I think we'll do one more drama. We'll do one more fantasy. I think travel usually sells well here, but we don't have a lot of those. And we'll finish off with a classic and another crime. There we go. Your shelves are ready. Let's go set up shop or keep adjusting. We're going to use this as a trial run. So let's go. Our first full day on the market. Okay, did you notice you can look around a location, move your cursor on the edge of the screen, and your view will follow. Indeed it does. You can interact with things by navigating them with your cursor and pressing A. Let's pick up this buoy. I'm stealing. I mean, they're letting me, but you know. And we can put that buoy up in our little store. So you can interact with certain things. You can look at signs. The coastal wildlife of Buxton Bay. You can read on about it. It tells you about jellyfish and whatnot. And you can look out here. Seems like the telescope is out of order right now. Best check back later. And you can. So then we open up the shop. Certain things, like eventually a kid wants us to collect seashells for her and whatnot. So eventually we get the ability to do other things by clicking around the map. But the meat and potatoes is just a very calming, helping people pick out books, getting to know them type of situation. Say hello. I also love the designs of the characters. They're pretty simplistic, and yet, like, certain people have different walking speeds. Like, certain people are joggers. There are people in wheelchairs. There are women in hijabs. I'm sorry about pronouncing that incorrectly. And they just see, here's that one person who was the bookseller. They come back to visit. I don't know what saying hello does, if it gives you a bonus or anything, or if it's just like a little add-on. And I think that's pretty much it. Ah, there you are, says Tildy. I wanted to commend you on how much you've been listening, or livening up this place, excuse me. I'm sure you want to branch out to other places in town now. My friend Mary owns a very successful cafe in the town center. If I call her up and get her to give you a parking space, you could get quite a few visitors. I'm going to say good call. Yes, I know, dear. You can always trust me on these sorts of things. It's decided then. Meet me up at the Cafe Liberté as soon as you can. So we'll hit that tomorrow. And you can get different stamps of different memories or places that you go. Oh, and while we're on the topic of showing your face, I heard our dear Walter was quite impressed with your wagon. He's one of the local fishers. Why don't you go over there and introduce yourself? He should be back from his recent catch just now. Yep, there he is. And he's another person that you get to know. You might want to write this down, love. Having an organized diary will come in handy in our business. You know what? I still have quite a few unsold journals left from my old shop. So here, why don't you take this one? Okay, this is going to be so helpful. This keeps track of dates and different locations and the people and all the different objectives you have. This is your basic catch-all. You're keeping track of everything. And I love this journal so much. So, okay, there you go. I hope you make good use of it. Goodbye. You got the journal. Open it at any time to check on your progress. Press the left trigger and open your item bar. Yep. And then select the journal with A. Here you can track which genres you have sold the most of in a location, useful for adjusting your selection. This is the total number of books you sold here. Check back here for hints and events as you discover more. Looks like this page holds little postage stamps to mark your moments in Buxtonbury. You'll collect these stamps as you are making contributions around town. You can also see your progress towards the stamps as well as hints and extra info. Select a stamp and press A to see more information. See, it says, ahoy matey, introduce yourself to Walt the sailor. He's usually sitting by the stairs at the waterfront. So, press the bumpers to change pages. And then press the triggers to actually cycle through different chapters quickly. So these are the people I've met. These are the items I have and what they do. Make sure to use it if you're trying to figure things out. Right now I have everything equipped. I don't know what danger does, but maybe it helps with certain... It has to help with certain things, but I don't always know. But there are different aesthetics. So I'm going to introduce myself to Walt. Ahoy there, kiddo. How's it going? See, just got his stamp. Looks like yeah, okay, hold on 1 second. Looks like you got a good sturdy vessel there. Okay, I can't pirate, I'm sorry. I've got some old items lying around, which I thought you might like. See if any of it is to your liking. I've heard the you're used that way, but oh, I would love the globe. Ah, too poor. Sorry, Walt. Not yet. My friends tell me you got some decent cargo on board, too. They've been specifically enjoying your travel and classic novels, so that tells me these will sell here. Guess I have to be careful or I might be outsold by her. Why don't we make a bet? If you can sell... I'm going to say yeah, because your is just always your to me, so can make 20 sales to my buddies, I'll admit defeat. So now I have to sell 20 books here. Haha, I'm looking forward to a little competition, kiddo. Good luck. So, that's what we have to do here, and eventually we will. Fern says, oh hey, what are you doing here? So I assumed you'd be at the beach like everyone else. Oh, I'm so sorry. I already forgot you're new. You just seem to fit in so easily. I'm so sorry. Ahem. Sorry. Here, I'll show you how to get to the far beach in case you want to drop by there soon. So we have another location unlocked, and we have to visit the beach 3 times to unlock our first stamp there. I'm not really a beach person myself, but I'm sure the crowd there will need some of your reading material. Could be. They will like me and come more often as I get more books and whatnot. I really enjoy this. I know it seems like very simplistic, and it is, but it's quite charming, and it's a bit of a time suck if you want to sell your books and make people happy, and I actually really liked how it unfolds. And the way they all walk off the ramp here and they go in different directions, so it looks more like a dynamic area instead of just like a 2D space, is really cool. They really did very well with this game. They've updated it a few times to work out some of the kinks, but I really am enjoying it. I like reading though, and when you can recommend a book, they actually give you like little synopses, whatever, for the book so that you can more accurately give them what they want. But sometimes they give you conflicting info, as you would get when you were a librarian or a bookseller, so you can't always tell what they need from you. So they're going to be like, I love a travel novel, but I also love a love story, and then I need a classic, and it's like, those are 3 separate books. Maybe you can find 2 of those that hit like a classic love story, but you have to figure out what they really want, and sometimes it's harder than others. Looks like some items have been discounted a little. Now might be a good time to buy them, although you could wait longer and risk someone else buying them first. Items in the seasonal section have a much slower turnover, so there's no need to hurry. But be sure to snatch them up before the season ends. I'm not going to get the cooler right now. The hanging plant would be lovely. But first, we are going to take these because it doesn't matter how many pretty plants we have if we have no books to sell, correct? Okay, we're going to pick up the hanging monkey plant, or money plant. I thought it said monkey. Forgive me. I need new spectacles, obviously. Okay, then we have enough money to go to Cafe Liberté. So mayhap we should stay here a spell. And we'll fill up our stacks again. Although different books will sell here at different times. I can't wait to get more bookshelves. You can buy them eventually. Alright, we have that. Seems like we did sell a fair amount of travel books at the waterfront like anticipated. And I'm going to... I do believe that Cafe Liberté has more like a classic like selling point. So we're going to just take one and turn that into that. And maybe we'll disappear this one into a classic. Okay. Let's give it a try after we obviously put out our money plant. Hold on 1 second. There we go. We also have a buoy that we can put up, hang on the outside. And then let's see if we can hang our money plant, not monkey plant, again. Our rats, hang on the inside. We can. Very lovely. Let's go. Everybody loves a little bit of greenery. It's very good for your mental health. Sometimes when I do games like this, I talk a lot about like my life or other things because I've done it for people before. Different life, different place. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not with this because I don't just want to haul off and talk about like politics and everything else. So yeah, there are different like focal points around towns you can see. So let's search around. Like the university has like extra books that they can just drop and you can pick up and sell in your shop. So for now, we will open up the store. Doesn't look like I can interact with anything else right now. Your book shop can also be impacted by unexpected sources, such as weather, visitors, or special events. You can always read what something does by looking at the tooltips. So I'm meeting Tilda. There she is. Very good. There are some things in here for items that give you passive income. For instance, you can have a tip jar where you can just get the occasional like 1 gold, and then you can have a coffee maker that occasionally gives you gold if you brew the pot. Here, there you are, says Tilda. I collected the stamp. It seems like Miriam has her hands full with the cafe again, but I'm sure she'll drop by later. Now I have something you might help me with. I've been cleaning out my old shop for months now, selling the small pieces at the flea market, which is every Saturday. This Saturday I'm trying to move the more bulky items to the market. Help an old bookseller out, will you? They'd fit well into that little wagon of yours. Sorry about not doing voices, by the way. I'm just not that kind of person. Just pick them up and bring them with you to the market on Saturday. So, yep, new request. And that's not a stamp. That's just her personal thing. So you do get kind of stamps, but they're not place-specific stamps. I'll owe you, or I owe you, and I'll make sure there will be lots of customers in it for you. Yeah, you get more customers at the flea market, generally. Especially if there's no other event going on that day. See, she's really looking for my stuff. Yeah, you have people who walk hunched over. I think it's just really cool. I know sometimes I make a very big deal out of the little details, but... Oh, here we go. Sometimes people will ask for help if they can't find what they are looking for. Press Y to help them. They won't wait forever. Okay, I pressed Y. Listen closely to people's requests and try to pick up on what kind of book they are looking for. So she asks, what do you have for me today? I usually like books with plot twists, and I wouldn't mind a whodunit. So we're going to be looking at the red books, which are my crime books. Okay, pay attention to certain parts of the requests are worded. Some things can be optional, while others are really important to your customer. People also leave some of their likes and dislikes unsaid, so make sure you put yourself in their shoes. Some requests might also be harder to fulfill than others. You can check the difficulty stars here to gauge how many books in your shelf are a good fit for your customer. Requests usually get more difficult as your stock dwindles throughout the day. Yeah, because it's harder to find the right book if you have very few choices. Okay, so whodunit. So here you can see important info about the book, including short descriptions. Yeah, that's very... Because if you haven't read the book, by the way, many of these are based on books in real life. So there is like Page Boy, Elliot Page's memoir, and things about like Emily Dickinson and all that. So they're actually real books. So if you haven't read it, it's very important for you to have the description. The publication date is important because some people won't read old books, or they want old books. Some people will want books written by female authors, etc., etc. So, okay, when you find a good book, press A. So first we're going to check. It is a horror book. House of the Fall of Usher is not a whodunit. First to Die, the thrilling book in the Women's Murder Mystery Club. 4 crime-solving friends. That might fit. Okay, chilling and devastating novellas by Stephen King, or The Girl Who Played with Fire. I think the best one is First to Die. It sounds like it would be kind of a whodunit with a twist. Okay, A Heart is a perfect recommendation. So if you just get like little pluses, it's a good recommendation but not perfect. You might have just found someone's favorite book. They'll buy this one and keep shopping, plus it gives you a boost. Okay, no problem. Wow, your customer just became inspired. This happens whenever you successfully recommend a book and increases the sales chance across all genres for a short while. So she'll keep looking. See how it has little sparkles now? It will run out. It'll tell you on the side kind of. Now it ran out already. It's only a bit, but sometimes you have a lot of people asking for recommendations, so. Yep, hello. They will come visit based on different factors. See, she only reads these 2 genres. Most people will only pick 2 different genres. So it's important that you have a bunch of people come in who like different things. Like Cafe Liberté doesn't really sell through much of the green books, which are my children's books normally. Which is fine. Okay, now Fern wants something. Okay. Maybe you notice that some books can show up across different genres. Yes, they can. This doesn't impact how a customer perceives the book, but you can use it to recommend books in a genre where your customer might not have been looking. That is true. Okay, I want to see something with space travel, distant galaxies, far-off empires, the good stuff. Do you have anything like A Psalm for the Wild Built? Okay, I've never actually read that book, but I'm assuming we have to start here. So, Snow Crashed is a dystopian thing. Okay, this isn't space travel, though, necessarily. Wait. Futuristic America. Fire and Blood. Historical Fantasy. Watchmen is a no. Frankenstein is a no. Flowers for Algernon. If we are going to get space travel, this is the best we can get. And I don't really think it is what he's looking for. And I don't think we have anything like that up here. So we're going to have to make the recommendation. Because these are fact books. Unless there's a children's book that it falls under, but I doubt it. Would be nice to recommend Dragon Ball. Nope. Okay, we're going to recommend Snow Crash. Okay, so it's sci-fi, so it kind of met with an okay by them. So you've managed to surprise them with an unexpected pick. They'll keep this one and keep shopping. Well, at least it wasn't a total failure. You don't really get too much drawback, yeah. Too much negativity from not getting a perfect rec. Okay, I like niche books for the most part. Also, the longer the book, the better. Okay, so we can look for something really long. I don't know if this is niche for them, but we're going to try it because it's really long. Okay. Perfect. I must be the only one with this book. Same Bookstand, they have books about the false area, the fake area they set the game in. So you get those once in a while. And people around town eventually, they will maybe write something of their own. So you can see that eventually and how that comes about. But yeah, this is a really cool little game, and you can just get to know things and people, and some people might find it boring, but I don't know. I have never been a bookseller, but I've always had a dream about owning a little bookshop and being able to have author talks there and all that kind of stuff. Oh, the coffee maker is here. Oh, man. I won't be able to afford that for a while, but I do love the coffee maker. All right. I know this might have been a little dry, but I thought you might want to see something a bit different. So let me know how you like the game so far, if you want me to continue this, if you want me to do other gameplay, because I love video games. It's one of the things I do almost every day. I enjoy it that much. So if you enjoy it too, please let me know, and I will see you soon. Take care. Farewell.